How are you, everybody? Welcome to our university, and you are coming to our university. I want to tell you about our subject today. Our subject today is about research misconduct. As you see, this is done under the supervision of our facilitators, Dr. Nancy, Dr. Shinawi, and participants, Abir, Ayman, Fadl, Tissam, and Roland. Of course, you are postgraduate students, and we want to teach you how to catch the proper way of research, responsible research, before you starting your practice. The course will be 14 hours, 2 hours per session, and we will use lectures, group discussions, case studies, and role play. And we will do for you, and we will share you pre-test, post-test, periodic and summative assessment. In the beginning, we have to know the goal of this study or this research, the goal of this research, and at the end of the lectures, it will be 5 lectures, we will reach to the objectives of these lectures, and we will do pre-test, then lecture, post-test, and we will give you homework to work on it. And then again, we will repeat assessment and final assessment at the end of the 5 lectures. As you see, we want to expose you to the way of proper responsible conduct of research. And our learning objects will be how to define the responsible conduct of research, identify the different forms of research misconduct, compare or analyze the differences between fabrication, falsification, and plagiarism, analyze the case studies of fabrication, falsification, plagiarism, and finally to develop methods to avoid misconduct behavior. So, Mike.
Thank you. Just before we go into the details of the course or this session, and this session will be mostly focusing on falsification, I'd just like you to put your clickers on. There's the on button at the end, okay? So there's an on off, if you can all just press it on, okay? And you'll have 5 options that you need to choose from. Just answer what comes to your mind without thinking a lot about it, just kind of the best answer you have. I'd like to ask you, in your opinion, there's no right or wrong, what are the measures that should be taken if a researcher commits minor falsification? And by minor falsification, I'll just give you an example so you have an idea. Let's say there are points and you're drawing a graph and you have a very nice straight line, and then there are 2 or 3 points that don't fit, that are very far away. So you just disregard these. Is this falsification? Each one has an opinion, how serious it is to remove these. So what do you think? What if it changes, let's say a drug or something? So A, the researcher should be prohibited from receiving grants all his life, or B, prohibited from receiving grants for 5 years, or C, we just warn the researcher and just then give him another chance to continue his work, D, termination of the word contract, or E, we send him to jail and we let him pay some money. Okay, so if you put your clickers on and just choose one option, if you choose 2, it will change. The last answer is the one, okay? How much are we? 36? Okay. Okay, I think. Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, we have around 40, that's good. Any more? Okay, so we'll stop here. Can we see the results, please? Okay, so we have, mostly we have answers that are C. Oh, you're very lenient, yes? We'll see what your idea about this will be at the end of the session. Okay, thanks. Can you have the next slide, please?
Can we have the next slide?
No. Sorry.
So let us continue about this. In this lecture, that is number 5,
it is about falsification. But before going on falsification, let us recall you a little bit about what is misconduct, as you have seen it before. So research misconduct is fabrication, falsification, or plagiarism in proposing, performing, or reviewing research, or also in reporting research results. Of course, this is a definition that you can find easily in the internet, but today we will focus on falsification. As you see, so this is lecture 5. Let me recall that we have already present misconduct in the previous lecture, fabrication also. So today, let us see what is falsification. Falsification is defined as manipulating research materials, equipment, or process, or changing or omitting data or results, such that the research is not actually accurately represented in the research report. So maybe it is not very clear until now, but we will illustrate this in some examples.
Okay, now let's enjoy the role play. You know, we have an activity. What we want you to do, just to record your comments or, on your notebook as a group. Okay. Now let's enjoy watching the role play about the falsification.
Sound.
Start off. I know, I'm going to put the microphone here. I thought it would go into the... Is it working? Can you hear?
Okay, would you like any special?
Actually, I would like to work on defensive biology.
That's very good. But it is very difficult for you. I will choose for you another subject. I think it's better to make your own cases about start functional test in pediatric patients who have congenital babies.
But I would like to work with them.
This is much better for you and much lesser for us also. Please do and finish with your own menu and then come back. Okay? Thanks. Okay, here it is. Just go to the menu and then come back again.
How are you, Abby? I'm fine. What's wrong? Why are you so sad? Actually, I'm so sad. You know, I want to work in, I want to do some work in basic biology, but Dr. Ayman told me that I have to work on diabetes.
Oh, if Dr. Ayman told you, he's the boss here. He's an intelligent guy, but he has a lot of power. So, influential in the university. If he tells you it means this is going to happen, stick with it, and you will be able to do a very nice piece. Oh, really? Yes. Okay.
Did you finish?
Yeah, I got my results. You know, I got a very promising data. See?
See the methodology first.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
This is the result. You see?
Please.
Three?
No, results are okay. Methodology very nice. Let me check the results.
Okay.
What is this, Amir? No, Amir, what is this? This is
Very
rubbish.
nice, you know?
No, this is not nice at all. It doesn't go with our results, with our policy, with our... how can we publish this?
But I repeated it, you know, maybe use that 5 times, you know?
Maybe there is something wrong. Please go and recheck, and your mentor can help you, and then come back again, okay?
Okay.
Don't be late.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Hello, hello. You're sad again? You know, I got my results, and actually it's a very promising data, but you know, Dr. Ayman didn't like it, you see?
Dr. Ayman didn't like it?
Yeah, and he told me that you can
You know, he's our boss, yeah?
Yeah.
And I really need to get see. Oh, yes, he's right. This graph, instead of going upwards, should go downwards. You know what I did? I think what's wrong, you mixed up the tubes. I'm sure you mixed up the tubes.
No,
I'm
sure you know I repeated it maybe more than 5 times.
No, it happens all the time. We mix up tubes. Yes, we put this number 6, this number 1. We just kind of remove this band here. Really? Intensify this one. Perfect. Now this should go.
Really?
Yes.
I'm sure very good. Let's see. Thank you. Good job.
And I mean, if he needs anything, just come back and adjust it.
Did you adjust for the head? Excellent. This is my student actually. Oh, good job, Abhi. Thank you. Congratulations. I can publish that. Thanks a
Okay. Did you like it? Okay. So did you record your comments in your notebook as a group? Now let's discuss what's happened in this role play. Okay. So please, you can write your comments, and I can take one comment from every table. You know? Okay. Just 30 seconds. And I will take your comments.
What is the question?
What can you see wrong in the behavior of the student, the mentor, and the professor? Just 30 seconds, and we will start soon. What do you think about the behavior, the wrong behavior in the student, professor, and mentor? Okay.
The problem with the student is he always say yes, 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 yes. This is a big problem.
Okay. Table number 2. Okay.
Yes, thank you for this nice video. What we think is the whole team is corrupted and should be replaced. All the team.
Okay. Table number 3.
Not what, as he said, the team is corrupted, and the mentor, he warned or he informed the student that the supervisor is authority, is a power. So do whatever you want.
Yeah, it does get the focus, so no
be
problem.
fulfilled because your supervisor is a power.
So do you like the behavior of the professors?
Of course.
Of course.
So no problem.
Okay.
Yeah, science will not progress in this way.
Okay, so what do you think about the behavior, you know? Which one do you like or dislike? The behavior of students, the behavior of the mentor?
None of them is. The student was behaving correctly, but not really as correctly as she should.
Okay.
She should not go with the falsification.
So what can he do, the student, or what can she do?
Probably leave that group.
Okay, okay, thank you.
I think I will focus on the first point appeared in the movie, which is the supervisors didn't consider the student desire to work in cancer biology, and he just enforced her to work on something else.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
So, thank you. As we, you still want to say something?
Yes.
Okay.
I think the supervisor is the most innocent guy here in this play, because the mentor actually, she falsely directed the student, and the student accepted this falsification, and she wanted to present this false data to the supervisor. She actually should have told the supervisor, I went to the mentor as you asked me to do, because he asked her to go to the mentor, right? And she said that, oh, the mentor did this and this and this, and he should fire the mentor. And then I think
Rule will be fired.
Thank you so much.
So these are your opinions, and now we want some other things to do. We saw this definition of falsification. We saw an example in this role play. Now I want an examples from your life. In your life, what examples of falsification did you have? So from every group, only one example of falsification, or you consider it falsification, not from our role play, from real life. Only one example from every group. And we said, remember, we said falsification is the manipulating of data, materials, equipment, and processes, is the changing or omitting data. So from the definition, what do you consider as a falsification from your real life? If you don't want to start, who wants to start, which group? Okay, only one example, please.
It is common for the researcher when we use the research tool as a questionnaire. Okay, the sample size, for example, 300, and we I agree that 300, and we found some questionnaire is not fulfilled or fulfilled in another way. So the researcher or the person that who entered data make a fabrication or falsification, enter wrong data. This is all.
He is adding data or they are missed from the questionnaire. Okay? Anyone? Quickly.
If you have a big sample set, you can omit the certain samples that give results that don't really agree to make your p-values.
This comes up like changing data. We will stop here because we don't have enough time, so we will show you some examples. For example, about manipulating research material equipment or process, like we see from this graph, the data don't make any sense, like Nuha said, so they will do resorting of the statistics. This is one of the manipulation of data. In examples of gel bands, if you don't like something, like we see in the immunoglobulin G at 49, we just erase it. This is also omitting or changing data. In this chart, we have an example about cholesterol and fat consumption and calories from fat, and we saw that many countries still had more calories from fat, but at the end results which we presented, we erased the other countries. So this is also omitting data. So misconduct at the end is any manipulating, changing, or omitting data like this guy did. He just threw it away. And that's it actually. So,
yes. So please, if you just use your clickers again, and I'm just going to ask the same question, especially that you saw the example of the gel and how much it has an effect. And please tell me now, what would your punishment be for a researcher that with minor falsification, just erasing some points and shifting the whole gel? So if you can start clicking. Especially now that you saw that the graph can have effect on life of organisms, on us, on... okay, so are we near 40? Please click. We're a little bit late. Okay, thanks. This is duplication of data. Okay? Fabrication. Yeah. Okay, I'll just give it 2 seconds. Let's stop. Okay, so wow, see, but we can see that there's much more B. So you're willing to punish him more. Okay.
Much more D.
Now.
No, the D increased.
Ah, now we have A. Yeah, what was A? Punishment for life. Wow. Okay. Okay, that's good. My colleague now will finish.
At the end of this lectures, we have to do some homework for the next lectures. So we want to think about why do researchers commit falsification. This is very important questions to answer for the next time because of active learning activity. Who can detect falsification and who? This is, and how? This is important question. And also to whom should falsification be reported? Is there any reporting? And who is accountable for falsification? We will discuss this, inshallah, at the next lecture. At the end, we need to thank our facilitator, Nancy and Muhammad, and also we want to thank MENA to staff, and special also thank to our movie director. And thank you very much.